The Pearl is the name of the world's tallest skyscraper, which is 225 floors and 3,500 feet, 1,100 meters, high, and was built in Hong Kong with the help of wealthy Chinese financier and businessman Zhao Longji Chin-han. Despite being physically sound, the building has not yet been made public, and the construction process has not been without issues. Will Sawyer, Dwayne Johnson, a former FBI hostage rescue team leader and Marine War veteran, now evaluates skyscraper security. He is provided with a contemporary prosthetic leg, which preserves his complete range of motion, despite having one leg amputated from the knee down due to a prior mission. After Sawyer is assigned to inspect the Pearl, his family moves in, including his wife Sarah, Neve Campbell, and their twin children, Henry, Noah Cottrell, and Georgia, McKenna Roberts. The building's security and fire systems are safe, Sawyer assures Zhao. Security directors Ajani Okeke, Adrian Holmes, Sawyer's friend and fellow former FBI agent Ben Gillespie, Pablo Schreiber, and insurance executive Mr. Pierce, Noah Taylor. However, Sawyer needs to check the off-site security center that manages the system. Sawyer is subsequently given a tablet computer by Zhao, which grants him complete administrative access to the Pearl's computer systems, which are only accessible through facial recognition. A thief employed by Caress Botha, Roland Muller, an international terrorist with connections to numerous major crime syndicates, tries to take the tablet from Sawyer on his way to the off-site security center, but is unsuccessful. Ben then reveals that he is also working with Botha in order to destroy Sawyer out of jealousy, before attacking Sawyer to take the tablet for himself. After suffering a fatal wound during the battle, Ben tells Sawyer that Botha's men will murder him for the tablet before he passes away. Sawyer is subsequently given a tablet computer by Zhao, which grants him complete administrative access to the Pearl's computer systems, which are only accessible through facial recognition. Believing Sawyer is connected to the event at the building, the local police, under the command of Inspector Wu, Byron Mann, deploy a squad of officers to find him and try to apprehend him as he travels to the Pearl. Sawyer eludes the police, knowing that his family is stranded on the floors directly above the fire. He escapes Wu's squad by traveling to a building site next to the Pearl, climbing a crane, and jumping off it onto a skyscraper. In order to save Sarah, Georgia, and Henry from the fire, Zhao and Okeke dispatch 2 security guards. However, the guards are killed in an explosion that disables the neighboring elevator, leaving them to make their way through the flames to a higher lobby. At Pierce's advice, Zhao and Okeke, thinking Sawyer's family is dead, decide to evacuate all surviving staff members aboard a helicopter. However, Pierce reveals that it is a trap and that he is employed by Botha. Botha's men kill Okeke and the other workers, but Zhao manages to get away and locks himself in his apartment. Sawyer assaults Sawyer's family after Pierce orders him to do so, but Sawyer shows up just in time to murder Pierce. Sawyer gets Sarah and Henry to a partially working elevator, but in the confusion of the spreading fire, Georgia is separated from her family. With the intention of using the emergency brakes to safely descend to the ground, Sarah and Henry use the elevator for a free-fall escape. Sarah assists the police in identifying Botha as the ringleader after they arrive on the ground floor. Thereafter, Sarah tells the police that she witnessed the terrorists carrying parachutes, which helps them locate a possible drop zone and explains how they intend to flee the building. Georgia has been kidnapped by Botha, who uses her to negotiate his own escape from Sawyer and coerce him into capturing Zhao when Sawyer eventually finds her. In order to disable the doors to Zhao's penthouse, Sawyer is then compelled to climb outside the structure to a wiring panel. Sawyer tells Zhao about his situation after entering the penthouse, and Zhao discloses the causes of Botha's attack. Midway through the building phase, competing gangsters controlled by Botha decide to leverage their influence over the skyscraper's construction crews to demand millions of dollars in shakedown payments in order to stop a huge walkout by the workers, possibly stopping its advancement, in an effort to legitimize the... While Sarah goes with Wu and a number of other police officers to Botha's drop zone, where they engage in gunfire with Shah and Botha's men, Sawyer and Zhao make plans to save Georgia,